expecting 4 of the deputy ministerial nominees to be vetted today. Obi Amwa, who is deputy ministerial nominee for local government and decentralization, is at the moment defending his appointments there in Parliament. I want to take you there briefly. We'll be right back.
Implementation of the Medium-Term National Development Policy Framework, Annual Progress Report 2019. And in paragraph 39, it is reported that most MMDAs spent the highest share of their revenue, the total revenue that they had in 2019, on recurrent expenditure. In fact, the report indicates that in Ashanti region, the MMDAs in Ashanti region spent 90% of their total revenues on recurrent expenditure, leaving just 10% for capital expenditure. And when you look at the figures, Ashanti region was first, followed by Northern region 80.6%, then OT region 80.5%, then Greater Accra 76.7%. But we know the common fund, as part of their revenue, is meant for development. You're also aware of the DDF. So how can we contain or correct this? Stop this. It is affecting the development of the localities. How do we address it?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't know the report you are holding. Honorable Eric.
Development Policy Framework. Annual Progress 2019. National Development Planning Commission.
It's a planning commission report.
Yes.
Yes.
And you have a copy.
Yes. Indeed, it's a challenge in some areas, but we need to validate the figures. I'm not doubting the figures at all. But if we were to spend 90% on recurring expenditure, that means that they will have nothing to show. It's something that this is a 2019 report. It's something that the ministry should still be addressing. And I think that I'll inform the minister that this is a major issue which has been raised here. I'm sure he's already been briefed. But they know the implications of not complying with the budget, either for the DPAT or for the common fund. And indeed, it's interesting, but now people want to be appointed as MMDCs, chief executive. Some of these things may even go against them. They may, because I don't have the authority to say that this will go against them. I say may even go against them, because if adverse reports like this are really used.
Obi Amwa is a ministerial nominee for local government and decentralization. Let's go to Parliament. My colleague Joseph Opoku-Gakpo is standing by to give us a wrap of what's been happening so far. Hello, Joseph. I know you hear me.
Good afternoon to you.
Right. Good afternoon, Joseph. Do tell us what Mr. Dubois and Benito Owusu-Bio have been saying in a nutshell.
Well, there's been a lot of focus on the role that Black Stars Brokerage has played in Ghana going onto the international market to raise funds over the years. And the claim that's come from Isaac Adongo, the MP for Bolgatanga East, that it's a case of conflict of interest, based on which he thinks Mr. Dubois' approval should be rejected by Parliament. And Mr. Dubois has been explaining that this is a firm that he established back in 2007 thereabout. This is a firm that actually got into the international bond market space following recommendations by the World Bank and International Monetary Fund. He went on to make the point that when it comes to the recruitment of some of these firms to help with the bond processes as far as Ghana's raising of funds are concerned, the decisions and approvals are actually decisions that are taken by the Bank of Ghana on the firms that should be leading some of those processes. So he essentially denied any possible situation of conflict of interest from his role as Deputy Finance Minister and even going forward with his role as Minister of State at the Finance Ministry. You know, Mr. Adongo had alleged that more than 860 65 million cedis had been raised by these firms in helping government arrange some of these fundings. And for him going into the role will not result in any conflict of interest, although the company that does some of these businesses is a company that he owns. And a number of the MPs went back and forth on that with him, from Mr. Ayarega to Mr. James Agalga and a number of others in the course of the vetting. He's also been responding to questions on Ghana's debt situation, which he thinks is not as terrible as the picture has been painted by some of the analysts. And he makes the point that he looks forward to his role as Minister of State at the Finance Ministry to help the President deliver on his agenda. Mr. Osubio has also been addressing questions around illegal mining, the depletion of forest, and a number of related questions. And he's been speaking of government efforts at afforestation, including the thousands of trees that have been planted as a result of the role that the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources have played over the years. You know, he has served as deputy minister there, and he is going back into that position. He thinks the track record in terms of tree planting has been good over the years. He's also been talking about how government plans to create a situation where salt and other mineral resources are explored for the benefit of ordinary members of the nation, rather than a focus on gold and some of those highly priced assets. And he's also been indicating that government's commitment to helping deal with the illegal mining situation is something that's very much on the high side going forward, and he will play his role in helping ensure that government pull brakes on illegal mining activities. We have Obi Amwa, one of the two deputy ministers for local government in the seat at the moment, after which we are expecting Augustine Collins in team, who is the second deputy minister designate for that particular position, and then he would be the final person to be vetted today before the committee rounds up.
Joseph, as usual, very comprehensive. Thank you very much for those details. There, we look forward to Obi Amwa's vetting, and then the final one, and tomorrow we'll have another set. Joseph Opoku Gakpo, the parliamentary correspondent, bringing us up to speed. Joseph, thank you.